and other benefits. Republican Vice President Mutalina Lumango has charged that payment of benefits to a former president by government are on condition that the person retires from all manner of active politics. Mutalina Lumango has told Parliament that the former president should first retire from politics so that he can be regarded as a statesman. Mrs. Lumango adds if any former president decides to continue in active politics, then they are not entitled to a retirement package because they have not retired. Mrs. Nalumango was responding to a question raised by UPND Wenga Member of Parliament Kasauto Mijelo, who wanted to know government's position on the payment of benefits to former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. United Party for National Development, UPND Secretary General Batuke Menda has urged his party's local leadership in Kapirimposhi to keep the party's structures intact. Mr. Menda says it is important for the party to remain united as it is now time to fulfill the campaign promises to the people. He has further revealed that next year, January, government will recruit about 30,000 teachers and that this should make the district more proud to support the party in power. And Kapirimposhi constituency chairperson Dave Ngwelela says Mr. Imenda's good leadership made the party to scoop more seats in Kapirimposhi constituency than their arch-rivals, the Patriotic Front PF, in the 11th August general elections.
Today, as we are stood here, are we saying those structures, are they still intact at each and every polling station? Are they still intact? Our structures at ward level, are they still intact? The constituency, district, if there are some gaps at the district level, it is the responsibility of the province to fill those gaps in between conventions. If there are gaps at the constituency level, it's embodied upon the district to fill those gaps in conjunction with the province.
With your supervision as Secretary General and of course the provincial team, we managed in the previous election to win the presidential vote, to win the position of Member of Parliament, to also win the position of Council Chairperson and the 11 councillors. I think this is a mammoth task and we really made it. For us, we are delighted that you guided us properly.
National Youth Chairman Gilbert Liswaneso says under the new Dawn administration, there are no shortcuts to economic recovery, and Mr. Liswaneso has called for hard work among marketeers and bus drivers to achieve unity of purpose. Mr. Liswaneso, popularly known as General Mosquito, implored traders and bus drivers to form different cooperatives and enjoy all the economic benefits later. He has told them not to wait for President Hakainde Hichilema or local government minister Garin Kumbo to remind them what to do, but they should instead make on decisions for the sake of the nation. Mr. Lisoniso has also called for unity and ensure their needs are addressed and trade from a clean environment.
Number 2, kuklina malo yanu ninji mukala kuna ndana kwa clean songa nikazo kuzali kazo clean songa la mula ya choka kuli walidazi bantu tuna chaso chamene muona kuti aliyensa aita benefit chikonke watu bwana malamulo ya kunyumba nemo malidazi kona malamulo bati aliyensa ali mu market cha bwanji ambesesa ni atu tonse ndiye pempo yanga na kamba kuti ndiye kala kubula kwa bulima ta pakulima atatu. Then saka kulako pano sipakanikonda once again. Because tina time yosunga na chose. Bintu bina singaembekezelewa president. Bintu bina simuengebezelewa ndani kaloko minister. Mweka mune mukaira kubikonza. Where government idachita tonse pangati pamoja. Chipani cha UPND jeju mpawa. Uneba kulipe kada zakachowa kunyumba kukwela kukoza kani yama bus drivers yae. Kuma mweka msila. Kunza nani mweka. Kulimwe uko lazimai. Kapena 5 or 6. Nga kulimuntu amena atenga ndalama. Mutu mabuthi mulimwe nikamba ile iya msampase ndrama. Sito ya UPND inkani ya cooperative anita emphasize kulipe mashortcut UPND inkani ya cooperative na makampani is a serious program. Nikupe mpani naye mukala muno station azimai kuti inkani ya cooperative pangani nga iliko ifaka ni pamoja ngatandizile kupasa kwa leaders watu bali pa constituency of district senze pangati pamoja. Inkani ya cooperative is a serious matter. Even inkani yo clean mu market tingapange cooperative mu market omini muno kuli council ambo pasa tele contract wamene imwe teme tufuna kuchita manje pa kwenda pangati pamoja ndela pia yamba yanyoa muri PF cooperative naje bya mtu mmoja kutia eka kuma UPND funa alliance agomolema so azimai muna mu independence wadi mwanu naimwe mayu kentigilizane chikwena ma cooperative ya tsenze pangati pamoja wamene bus driver wamene muzima ukulisa apatapa kama cooperative amene azanga kumoyo watu.
Republican Progressive Party RPP youths in Lusaka have vowed to deal with former National Democratic Congress Party leader Chishimba Kambwili if he continues assaulting state institutions. Speaking during the media briefing in Lusaka, RPP National Youth Chairperson Chama Mwansa has encouraged politicians in the country to take politics of change and not the kind of politics that can bring division to the nation. He has challenged PF member Chishimba Kambwili to lead by example, as he has been in politics for a long period of time, by guiding the youths and not the other way round. Meanwhile, RPP Deputy National Chairperson Nguza Zimba has called on the Zambian people to support Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, as whatever he is doing is for the betterment of the country.
Our friends from the PF who have taken a route of assaulting state institutions which are completely outside politics. I'm sure everyone knows that a few days ago, Mr. Nakachinda attacked the judiciary, and then after a day, Mr. Shimbaka will also attack the police. In his own words, he said that when he forms government, he will fire all the police officers. And we also heard him attacking the RPP, that it is a political party of people who knows what they are doing. So such matters of concern to us, especially as a party and as a leadership. We also want to encourage our brothers to do politics of change, politics which can change our lives, not politics which can bring division.
pamene vanamugwira vakambwirira munthu mkulu maningi izofunga kumuchita advice nakachita kuti pamene ukamba bizakuchita bwanji bizakuleteresa manje kambwiri ni mkulu walibenzeri eve ngataka mbati ala pipi ni pati ya vantu vanjala eve ndi ana njala kukangwa kukontrola ivi ni munyumba mwake mwana wake wobala pamene akwanisa kumbera ndalama kupiro ndiyo kumuona kuti munthu alibenzeri then kambwiri ndimuonina vokamba pali akainde achilema kuchokera lero noti kuizinga vapolisi ife tuzamugwira yala pipi amene akamba akainde achilema amusiye vanasiya vabva ndalama mumuchalo akainde ali busy kumenda munja mwemene vanasiya vabola vakawala kuenda na ndalama zacha.
We do understand for the fact that fuel issues are an economic issue, and every economic issue needs to be approached economically. And as we know that for even a government or even a home at large to ascertain certain goals or its objectives, it needs to change its approach and needs to forego certain things. It should sacrifice certain fundamentals. What am I trying to say? Probably I will talk of you need to apply opportunity cost. So I can tell you that what the President, His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema is doing is better for the Zambians. He's trying to bring Zambians to live to a reality. No wonder today as we are talking, we've actually gotten a lot of applause even from the international community for what we're doing. So I would encourage every one of you, do not be worried. We are on course, and indeed Zambia shall be the Zambia we want.
You're watching Movie TV's Primetime News. We take a break on that note. Still to come is more news items. Do not go away.
They'll play a high press to force the mistakes.
They'll dominate the aerial ball. They're too tall. We will handle the pressure and smash them on the break.
The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games.
The passing will be quick, decisive, precisely. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points.
They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
Betway.
Yo,
Banji!
I'm very sure. How come your crop is far much better than mine? I mean, we are neighbors. My farm is right next to yours.
My dear, this is an open secret.
Tell me.
I switched to Sidco ever since. My harvest has been good.
Sidco?
Sidco has got the right seed for every farmland.
Sure.
See, my friend, I'm telling you, just contact them and find out which is the right seed for you.
Increase your yield this season by using Seedco Climate Smart Seeds. Call or visit your nearest Seedco depot for more details on our Climate Smart products. Seedco, it starts with the right seed.
I woke up feeling great, need a kick for the day. Got a taste that is keeping me awake. Something fresh, something true, unforgettable, something new. I can trust as my interest all the way. So when I wake up, can't get enough. Every day, have it with tea, yeah, with my bread. Oh, for me, every day, yeah, every day. Years of perfection bring satisfaction. Think milk, think Finta. Yeah, every day.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Patriotic Front, a PF Kabushu Member of Parliament, Bowman Lisambo, has charged that it is possible that President Hakainde Hichilema will be a one-term serving president, looking at how he has performed so far in his 100 days plus in office. Mr. Lusambo says that the fuel increase is a clear demonstration that Mr. Hichilema did not have a plan for the country, apart from wanting to test the presidency. He adds the UPND government is going against its campaign promises, in which he promised to bring down the cost of living, stating that leadership is about correcting that which is broken, as he promised. He was speaking when he featured on Muvi TV's special interview.
Of Zambia. As leaders, you have to put the people of Zambia first. There are a lot of things which is happening in our country. We have been mining copper since or before 1964. And today in Zambia, if we can tell our people in the compounds, it have been really benefiting from our natural resources. The answer will be no. For us as government, subsidies, even in the Western countries, subsidies are there because this is not a personal to order money. It's a money for the people. It's government money, and we want to cushion on the challenges which people are faced with in these compounds across the country. So the mood out there, it's very bad. It's very bad. I can't imagine that I'm in Zambia where we can start lining up for fuel, because these prices definitely it won't end tomorrow. It will just start midnight tonight, and we will live with this situation. So I can just advise my brothers and sisters there that yes, we are in this situation together. It's a very bad situation, and we just have to embrace it. But our job is to make sure that we work together, and come 2026, we don't want a government which doesn't care for its people. Subsidies, those money, it's not Boma Lusambo's money, it's not Hakainde Hichilema's money, it's the people of Zambia's money. And whatever thing it will take for the government to subsidize if it's fuel, if it's education, if it's electricity, we just have to do it for our people. We have to sacrifice for your people. That's why we took time, us as government of His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, to sign up with the IMF, because the IMF, what they wanted from us, we couldn't do it because we put the people of Zambia first, because we are politicians. We are just servants for the people. Our bosses are the people of Zambia. If the bosses start complaining, definitely they will fire you. And I can assure you that President Hakainde Hichilema and his team, let them just start packing. Okay? Let them just start packing. Because the bosses out there, they are annoyed. Not those bosses who are 100% crapping for them on the social media. The real bosses in Chiturika village, the real bosses in Wengu, the Wengo village, the real bosses in Chieftainess Lesa's village, the real bosses in Chieftainess Malembeka's village. Those are the real bosses. Those who feel the pain of this fuel. They will feel the pain of buying fertilizer at 1,000 kwacha. They will feel the pain of paying electricity at a higher rate. Not those yes, bwana, those who are crapping for everything. No, we voted for
Former Zambia's ambassador to Ethiopia, Emmanuel Mwamba, says the appointment of Thabo Kawana into the civil is fraught with irregularities and illegality. Mr. Mwamba says Mr. Kawana has been appointed to a position which doesn't exist in the Ministry of Information, hence must be revoked, adding that his position requires revision and approval of the structure at Ministry of Information and Media. Mr. Mwamba adds Management Development Division and PSMD UPND need to approve structure and treasury authority from Ministry of Finance, so while the new opposition should be subjected to a competitive process where other members of the public who are qualified must apply. Meanwhile, Mr. Mwamba urged President Hakainde Hichilema not to politicize the civil service in life with his words. He has cited the appointment of Patrick Mucheleka as Permanent Secretary Special Duties at Cabinet Office and Joseph Akafumba as Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Home Affairs, who recently held active party opposition as Deputy Secretary General of UPND and President of NDC faction group, respectively, undermines the integrity and professionalism of the civil service. He says President Hichilema must live up to his words to professionalize the civil service. A Lusaka businessman has been dragged to court for allegedly causing the death of Kawata UPND Member of Parliament, Levi Mkandawire. Alec Jetta Kalingo, 51 of Woodlands, and Jane Mwale are charged with causing death by dangerous driving. In this matter, it is alleged that on 18th November 2021 in Lusaka, the accused caused the death of Mkandawire whilst driving a BMW X5 registration number LM 5955 on a public road, namely Chalara Road, in a manner which was dangerous to the public and other road users, having regard to all the circumstances of the case, including the nature, condition and use of the road and the amount of traffic which was actually at the time on the road or which might reasonably be expected to be on the said road. And when the matter came up on Friday morning before magistrates Felix Kaoma, both Kalingo and Jen were not before court. However, Magistrate Kaoma set 22nd of December 2021 as the date for mention as they await for the instructions from the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, to commit the matter to the High Court, as the offence can only be tried by the High Court. The government says it is saddened that about 150 inmates at Kamwala Remand Prison in Lusaka have tested positive to COVID-19 with symptoms. Health Minister Silva Masebo has ordered health authorities to immediately move in and address the situation. In the last 24 hours, 1,294 new cases have been recorded out of 9,006 tests conducted, bringing the total to 2,433 cases. Meanwhile, the death has been recorded from Lusaka, leaving a total of 3,674. Meanwhile, the minister has announced that 3,882 cases remain active, with 4 in critical condition, despite discharging 77 patients. So far, 1,378,869 people have been vaccinated.
It places the community at great risk, especially when people do not adhere to the guidance to self-isolate, but they continue to roam around town, further spreading the virus. I want to urge all those who test positive and are under home isolation to please adhere to the medical advice and keep our communities safe by staying at home and protecting their families and friends. Our active cases currently stand at 3,882 active cases. This is a significant jump from 2,666 that was reported only yesterday, and now under 1,000 reported just this past weekend. On our national vaccination program, we are grateful for the political will and leadership which we have seen exhibited in support of the vaccine drive. with some of our ministers coming out to support our efforts to take the vaccines to the people in public spaces.
On that note, we take another break. Still to come is more news items. Stay tuned.
Place a bet, search on the web or get the app. 1xBet Bookmaker Company.
The answer is yes.
Yes. She said yes. 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 She said yes.
Shawarma. Congrats, bro.
What?
We'll be there. Last Sunday of next month.
Ew, are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to free life.
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Join a community of lifelong learners. Coppola University is a dynamic place to start or further your education to be effective in your career. At Coppola University, we aim to offer quality, accessible, and affordable tertiary education across society with our well-qualified lecturers, well-furnished computer lab, well-furnished lecture rooms, high standard and stable online learning platforms. We offer programs in the School of Business, School of Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Law. We are making quality education affordable in Zambia. No application fees are required. We have reduced fees for all programs for every student. We allow flexible payments, pay in monthly installments. All our programs are accredited and approved by the Higher Education Authority and the Zambia Qualification Authority. Step into your future with confidence. Apply now. Programs available on full-time, distance, and online education. Contact us on WhatsApp 0763 301 198. We are located at the Lusaka Main Post Office Building, corner of Cairo and Church Road, Lusaka. Email us info@coppolauniversity.com. You can also visit our website www.coppolauniversity.com.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Special Assistant to the President for COVID-19, Professor Roma Chilengi, says he is confident that COVID-19 vaccine uptake will improve in the country. Professor Chilengi says that with the measures put in place by government, it is inevitable that vaccine uptake will increase. He has since challenged the media to help in disseminating more information on COVID-19 vaccines.
Mix any thoughts here. The strategies that we put in place have improved the vaccine uptake. And we know from all the efforts and the budgets and the support that are in place that we should be able to hit the targets. And the question must not be, what are you going to do? The question must be, what must we do, each one of us in here? What must we do to ensure that those targets are achieved? Because it is in our interest, each one of us, that these vaccines are in the arms of the people. And therefore, my call and my very strong reaction to that is that it is yours and my duty to make sure that we compel and encourage people to get vaccinated so that we can exceed. In fact, we are hoping to exceed those targets by the end of the year.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Garin Kombo, has warned that he will not entertain land illegalities in the country during his tenure in office. Mr. Kombo says the new Dawn government is working day and night to ensure that sanity is restored in the acquisition of land and any other construction project. He says it is now important for every Zambian to ensure that the right procedure is followed so that no one gets affected in the process. He was speaking when he toured George Compound and other areas in Lusaka.
No, we are just part of it. Can't be part of it. We are just part of it. You are looking for trouble from me, my friend. No, sir. Let me drop my phone. Give me a phone. What you are doing is looking for trouble. No, as in, like, come to see the owner, and the owner will give you yes. Part of it. One trouble, remain part of it. You're not here to joke. Want to clean up this place? This is not a trading place. This must be. That is important. No union, no fights, no fights. Okay? PF is gone. Those are the ones who are protecting this thing. We had contact with PF. We are no longer that kind of thing. This thing must go. Tell him that you must just unpack it the way he packed it, so that you can salvage some of this material. You don't want to be destroyed. We together? There's no negotiation. Continue with your carpentry, no one is disturbing you. Are you with me? Yes. Nobody is disturbing you where you are doing your lifestyle there, because you need to feed your family. Yes. When we find a better place for you to work from, to support you, to buy your furniture. This must go. Yes, it should go. I don't want to hear that people are grouping to fight the government. The government can never be fought. Yeah, we are protecting the government when they came last time. That's why we found some hardware. Yes. So what other structure can you build in order for
you can't build anything here.
That's the temple.
You can't build anything here. Let's sit like adults, people who like each other, and find something good for you. You can't just live in the court. So this is wrong. It should go. We should have a meeting. Come to my office. Okay, the doors are open. Come to the office, we sit down, we agree, we pass an idea.
And
Pregnant women at Chibozu Health Post in Monza Chiefdom are depending on one bed for delivering due to inadequate beds in the maternity wing, a saddening development that has raised concern from concerned residents. Hampende Malambo confirms in an interview with Muvi TV that the situation at the clinic is unbearable because it is putting the lives of expectant mothers at risk due to poor facilities. He says mothers are forced to queue up for them to receive a service, and community health worker Benzu Halubala says it is very saddening that even the health workers themselves are at risk.
As a great concern that women of Jibozo village in Chief Monze area of Monze district in Southern Province are delivering on the floor due to inadequate beds at the health post.
So, wapora kutumbuka kutangona ya uli ura kwa kutumbuka maniki chingongwe wakurangani. Urona uli walika wakaro kumuzikisha. Wapora ya uli serious maniki ulika watatumbira mpao. Kene wamana kutumbuka oya nichikula ransi.
Ansa uli mattress na kulala bombono.
Ansi bya kulala huyo. Chitoli nawe itere unganda. Uyo barara bya frombo naso.
Even the health workers at this health post are putting themselves at risk because they have to deliver someone while on the floor, which is not conducive for them as they are not able to do their work professionally.
We have a challenge, brothers.
place from the time of Memorial. The first kind of, it's a historical clinic. We fought for this clinic until we managed to get it from the PF administration. The challenge we are seeing, I'm always here most of the time, on maternal. I've applied to the Minister of Energy to give us power. As you have heard from the doctor, the medical assistant here, that there is a challenge even in keeping the medication. I hope Honorable myself will pick it from there. We need even a maternity annex, a mother's shelter, and what is this, a mortuary. Once power is here, we can do it. The staffing houses, that is a must. This man is working overtime, more than, we are always here at night when you see people trying to come in and cause 5-6 deliveries at night, and the same gentleman has to work in the morning. Look at the way he suffered when trying to save the life of that girl who died in Gatimba clinic. He rushed to the bridge there, but if we had no access to get that ambulance, or that no government wants somebody to die, at least the government should lift up the bridges so that people can be passing to pick up those who are sick.
As you take a deep breath while listening to the debates in Parliament, you might think as if all is well in the communities where these leaders are coming from.
If the global economy is expected to remain subdued, domestically, low water levels will continue to hamper electricity generation and thus constrain production.
For now, there is need for our leaders to come out of the air cons and help their people in the communities. Shikabe John, reporting for Muvi TV News in Monze District, Southern Province.
Former Patriotic Front PF Lusaka Central Parliamentary candidate Charity Lumpa has called for concerted efforts in addressing the challenges faced by girls and boys in the country, more especially Lusaka being the capital city of Zambia. Ms. Lumpa, who defected to the ruling UPND shortly after the August 2021 general elections, has charged that lack of support to girls and boys has negatively affected them. As the result, many of them are indulging in other social vices such as prostitution, among other things. She says it is important that citizens from more organizations and foundations with the purpose of liberating young girls and boys from the challenges they face. Wildlife and Environmental Convention Society of Zambia Youth Climate Change Programs Assistant Christina Malake has urged the government to continue supporting the Chongololo Club and groups as they are beneficial to the nation. Speaking in an interview with Muvi TV News in Lusaka, Ms. Malake says such clubs benefit the nation since immemorial days and must be maintained.
Wildlife and Environmental Convention Society of Zambia Youth of Programs Assistant Christina Malanki says the United Nations Children's Fund has celebrated its 75th anniversary for still being in existence, 17th December 2021. She says the UNICEF provides emergency food and healthy care to children and mothers in devastated countries. Speaking in an interview with Muvi TV News at Kalingalenga Primary School as one of the targeted schools in Lusaka to establish an orchard at the school, she says the purpose of their project is to establish orchards in schools not only in Lusaka but all provinces in order for schools to gain incomes at times of needs.
Today we are at Kalingalinga Primary School where we are establishing an orchard. We have established an orchard, and this activity is not only happening here in Lusaka, it's happening in 4 other districts, Mazabuka, Kawe, Ndola and Chipata. And it is in line with celebrating UNICEF's 75th anniversary. They have been in existence for 75 years and have been making sure that they are looking to the well-being of the children in Zambia. So our activity here was basically to establish an orchard that will help the school gain an income, and once the fruits are grown rather. And we're doing this with both the pupils, the Chongololo club members, as well as the Unite for Climate Change ambassadors. Well, our appeal to the government would be to continue supporting and helping us implement such projects. I must mention that our Chongololo and Chipembele clubs, in our Chongololo and Chipembele clubs as WEX, we have a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Education. So such support is very valid, and we were not here alone. We also had people from the forestry department that came through and gave us information on how to plant trees, the importance of trees, and did a demo with us on how to plant trees. So such support is very valid, and we urge the government to continue supporting such programs, especially for the young people.
Meanwhile, United Climate Change Ambassador Bianca Mankomola says such activities in planting trees in schools is important to provide with medication and fruits in schools as a way of saving up income in the schools.
We all know that planting trees is very important because it benefits us in many ways, such as providing medicines, providing shade, fruits, and like we have planted these trees in school. We can also use the same trees to provide fruits which we can sell, and then that money that we earn can be used to run the school smoothly in times of need.
Carolyn Mwanza reporting for Muvi TV News, Lusaka.
On that note, we took another break. Still to come as more news items. Do not go away.
In the real world, when you find something worthwhile, something you love, something that drives you, I'm telling you, keep going, keep on.
So be ready for when your time comes.
Be smart, be patient.
Only Bet Power has no minimum stake, letting you bet small to win big. This advertisement is brought to you by Bet Power.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here.
Where?
Over here.
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy a birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order a shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
Taste the fun. Introducing big flavors. Orange, cocoa pine, cola, ginger, apple, lemonade, and raspberry. Big soft drinks. Taste the fun.
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Monze Town Council has engaged the business community in the district looking at modalities of the procurement process for contractors within the district. Council Chairperson Powell Mutenguna explained that the business community have met the council so that local companies can understand the requirements for one to be awarded contract and ensure that no one is left behind in the development agenda of the district. This is for following the presidential pronouncement that only contractors from within the district will be awarded contracts from Constituency Development Fund (CDF). Hence, Monza Business Association requested for a meeting with the local authority to iron out some of the issues regarding the procurement system. Mr. Mutenguna emphasized that all local contractors will be given equal opportunities to bid for works, but that only those who qualify will be picked. Therefore, there is a need for the business community to ensure that they sensitize their members on the requirement for contractors.
The issues of contracts, awarding of contracts, and the procurement requirements. On procurement, the Director of Works explained to the business community what the requirements that are needed in order for someone to be awarded a contract. And then he spelled out the need to have a registered company, ZRA, NAPSA, NCC, and even the recommended grades. And then on awarding of the contracts, we discussed that everyone will be accorded an opportunity to bid, and then the best bidder will be given the contract. And then, as you are aware, that the president has been making pronouncements that the money that is coming, when we talk about the money, we are talking about CDF money. That money should be given other stakeholders that have already done this process, and they even explained how the process is and how long it takes for someone to register a company. And to tell you, the meeting was very successful. The businessmen were very happy, and they even proposed that this engagement should go on every 2 months, should be meeting, so that at least if there is new things that they need to learn, our officers here should be explaining to them, updating them, so that they are not left behind. You know, we have the 1.6 million CDF money now for each constituency, and we have 3 constituencies. And we are even advise them that they should start making applications so that they take part, even in this one, which is likely to kick off in February. And then we agreed that all the contractors that we have in Monza should register. After registering, they should pay for registration fee. They should be paying 250, so that we conduct.
The news on that note, a recap of the top stories. No benefits will be given to a politically active former head of state, says VIP. Revoke appointment of Taboka 1 Ambassador Mwamba has demanded. RPP youths threatens to deal with PF member CK, tells him to shut up. UPND SG urges local leadership in Kapirimposhi to keep the party intact. Bulldozer Lasambo accuses HH of being a liar of a fuel increase. This one, Niso tells the supporters to work hard as there will be no shortcuts in UPND. Thank you so much for watching the news. This has been Jesse Jongwe. Continue enjoying the rest of our programming on Muvi TV, your channel of choice.
What is your problem again?
Uncle, ever since I lost my father, things have been very, very difficult for every one of us, especially me. I want to go back to school, but I don't have enough funds to go back to school.
Don't mention my daughter. Don't mention. Education cannot be a problem now when I'm here. Your father was a good man to me now. In fact, he was a mentor. The billionaire that I am today, he made me now.